Thank you for watching the 6th episode of Tap In, which is a broadcast of First Star Central Florida Academy, a college and career preparation program for high school youth in foster care. This is the source for the empowerment and the tools that you need to jump off the sideline and start tapping into creating the life that you imagine for yourself. I am Dr. Deshawn Chapman, the director of First Star, and with me today is Jessica Coleman. She's the director of intake and marketing for hospital systems. So welcome and thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Good morning. So let's just start by having you introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Ooh, I know I'm on a time limit, so I'm going to try and make it short because I like to talk. So my name is Jessica Coleman, and like you mentioned, I'm the director of intake and marketing for Home Infusion Company and a durable medical equipment company. I'm a mother and of a 15-year-old, and like Derek put it, I like how he put it, is a foster care alumni. So this is very near and dear to my heart. But really, like in my position, what I do is just motivate and try and maximize the staff's potential and really try and help them get to a place where they're able to do their positions in the best way that they can and help them grow and just help bridge gaps between relationships and clients and staff.
Okay, so I think that's something that people can do in a lot of different roles, right? Like helping people maximize their potential, motivating others. So, what do our scholars who are watching need to know about how do you get in positions where you're able to help people like that?
So for me, it was this journey. Like I didn't necessarily say this is what I wanted to do or this is where I feel like I'm working towards. I think through the journey of kind of understanding myself, and I had this really killer work ethic I've always had. I'd like to say this hustle mentality that I feel is really what pushed me to get to where I'm at and really just what's pushed me even further. I think that's the biggest thing if we focus on anything that I would say is nobody's going to do it for you. Like you have to have that hustle mentality in any direction that you go. And it'll place you into places where people will see you and then doors will open. So it wasn't that I necessarily looked for something. I just hustled and grind and the doors started opening. And so I think that the work ethic and understanding that you have to go out for what it is that you want, even if you don't necessarily know what it is that you want, putting in the work is what's going to get you to places that you've never dreamed of.
So let's talk about that a little bit more, like going on that journey to find what you want, that hustle mentality. These days, people call it Mamba mentality. Yeah. So what are the components of that and how do you keep going despite the personal and professional obstacles that come in your path?
Your mind. Your mind, really understanding and controlling. First is the understanding your emotions, why you feel the way that you do, and then understanding the healing that needs to be done. For me, there was this big disconnect there where I was it was go, go, go. But if you don't heal what needs to be healed first, you're just covering up. And then eventually it's going to expose itself at some point in your life. So you might as well get it done in the beginning stages. So for me, I did kind of, now that I'm 35 and older, I think I can look back and say I would have done things a lot different. So there was a lot of trial and error, shall I say. So my advice is get to know yourself, get to know your mind, and understand what makes you tick and why does it make you tick, and then how do you manage that? So understanding the why and then figuring out a way to manage those emotions and then continue to go, because those things will stand in the way as you continue to move up in the ladder. So you can hustle hard and get to a certain place, but everything will seep in and come back and resurface if you don't heal with it at the time that you need to heal with it. Heal it.
Yeah, I've been hearing that a lot lately about like personal development and how really working on yourself enables you to show up well in all the different places you go. And that kind of, opens opportunities for you and just helps you see the world a lot differently. So you're telling us develop that hustle mentality by understanding your mind, healing from things in your past, really getting to know yourself. Absolutely. And using that as like a catalyst or the motivation to hustle and move forward and to help you overcome those barriers.
Absolutely. That's the key. Everything else will start to kind of come once you start working on that process. It's like magic that happens. I just am recently kind of on this next level of this journey for myself, where I recently was promoted, and I kept on telling myself, I'm not corporate. I'm not corporate. Like, I don't belong corporate. It just, my brain didn't connect the two. Like, I don't have a degree. I'm sitting there with a bunch of people with degrees and these titles. And, I didn't see myself as them. And it took a mentor of mine telling me that I had to redefine what corporate meant. And I'm in this position, so that means I am corporate, right? So it's what I can bring to the table. And I think that's another big key factor is taking away the expectation or what you think, putting your thought process on what you feel it should look like, removing all of that, because it really is, it's what you say it should be. Like, you create that. You get to sit there and say, this is me, and this is what I can bring to the table. And people will eat that up. People will see that, and they see authenticity. Like, if you are 100% authentic in you, people will see that, and you will shine in a way that you can't even try to. And I really did go through some of that, where I felt like I had to be this way because this is what it looks like to society. But I'm so out of that pocket that I'm very in my own lane. And really it took me a while to understand that, and then to be comfortable in that. And when I did is when the doors just started opening, and they're opening faster than I can even keep up. So it's a pretty awesome feeling.
That's really awesome. So be you, develop you, start with yourself, do the self work first. That's huge. Is there, so along this journey of doing the self work, is there a scripture, a quote, or an affirmation that you came across that really motivates you?
So I'm obsessed with quotes and scriptures. And if you look at my screenshots on my phone, I think that's what 90% of it consists of. But to keep it super simple is you are enough. Like, I have meditated on that more than in these last few years. And this journey is that I am enough. I'm enough as a mother. I'm enough as a woman. I'm enough as an employee. I'm enough as a friend. And really, like, not only just saying it, but like believing it. And for me, that if people can use that as their mantra every day, and just wake up and just look at themselves and say, I am enough, regardless of what you've gone through, what mistakes you've made. Like, that's another thing, is holding on to, like, I did this and you're not a product of that. Like, you did it, cool, learn from it, move on. And it just so happened, like, I found this quote here, and I'm obsessed with it, but it's, where there's imperfection, there's an abundance of beauty. And really understanding that, like, being imperfect, there's something so beautiful in that. Like, there's something beautiful in all of that, and understanding that and being able to walk in that is where I feel like I am finding the most me. And it's working for me right now. So
the beauty of being imperfect. I love it. So you don't know this, but the episode before this one provided the same quote or the same affirmation. She said, I am enough.
Yeah.
So that's like the message of the day. I love it. I love it. So thank you, Jessica, for being here and for sharing your passion and your work and some advice on how to develop that hustle mentality by doing the self-work. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope you are taking some nuggets of wisdom from it. Don't forget to visit firststar.org to learn more about the program and how you can get involved. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye, guys.